Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Blue Valkyrie and today is day 7 of the 31-day tarot challenge. Today I'm going to be showing you the Golden Dawn tarot, or at least one of its incarnations, and the tarot workbook. A step-by-step guide to discovering the wisdom of the cards. Here it is, right here, by Neville Drury. Now, in here, I have the cards. I'm going to show you the cards first. If you see this snazzy little thingy, yeah, I just took, you know, when you buy one of those Bluetooth headphones that usually come in a nice cute package that has a magnet and you open them like so. Well, I had this fabric left over and I went ahead and used it. I just covered it inside and out. Let me show you a little quick. It's not perfect, and I'm going to put some ribbons to cover the imperfections, but it works. It's actually really good for when I'm using it, and since already it has a little ribbon here to open it, as you saw me doing, you know, you open, here's the magnet. I don't know if you can see it. Let me close up it. No, you can't. And then here you can't see any, well, a little bit, but you really cannot. Anyway, so this is where I keep this tarot. Now, the tarot itself, I still need to work on the fabric. Let me put it somehow, because I'm with my computer and I might be like, yeah, I might have done something I shouldn't have. So that's why you see the edges of the fabric this way. Now, while I do this, the Golden Dawn Tarot, it's actually based upon the esoteric designs of the Sacred Order of the Golden Dawn. And Robert Wong rendered each card in this deck specifically authentically loosely based on the notes of one MacGregor Mathers and Dr. Israel Regardie. And if you don't know which are those people, you should go ahead and look them up. I will write their names in the description box. Now, as you can see, they're very similar. Why is it that Gandalf always wants to manifest himself, you know, voice his little barks when I am filming? Anyway, it has more or less the same images of regular tarot decks, and basically, yeah, like this is the Kabbalistic tree of life. I have mentioned before that this is a tree of life, not the tree with a Celtic motif. And for those of you who speak Spanish, no es céltico, gente, es celta, ¿ok? La C es dura y es celta. Well, Celt, but yeah. Thing is, la cuestión es que los que hablan español saben lo que yo estoy diciendo. No digan céltico porque es celta. Están diciéndolo mal, ¿ok? Sorry, I had to go off on my Spanish speaking peeps. Anyway, so as you can see, it's pretty basic. The different images are based upon what the Golden Dawn wanted to emphasize each card to represent, not only as archetypes, but as what they thought the card would be. Like, for instance, you see the Emperor. It's more of a Pope-like figure. As you can see here, these are very Christian images, and Kabbalah is Judeo-Christian mysticism, so it makes sense that those cards have a little bit of that sense, you know, and angels and archangels and whatnot. And basically, even the Hierophant, who is more like a pope, this one looks more like an Orthodox kind of figure. You know that there's the Roman Catholic and the Orthodox Catholic. Well, this one looks like the latter. And see the lovers, for some reason, you see this one is very different. It doesn't have the two people in the loving embrace. You have a beast, and you have a knight in supposedly shining armor. Someone who's going to take care of this virgin that's tied in a very S&M way. And yeah, so basically those are the themes in this tarot deck. You see they're a little bit different. This one reminds me of Andy Warhol, the Wheel of Fortune, but it's just this part, just that part, nothing else. No, nothing Warhol-esque about the whole thing, you know. And death, well, they didn't see it obviously as an opportunity for rebirth, but yeah, you guys get the idea. And this is very interesting, since the Golden Dawn is magical order or lodge. You see this guy here being the devil, and the two people kind of chained to the devil, kind of like worshippers or slaves. You see it has chicken legs, and then it has, I don't know, fur, and the torso of a man, without it being very Baphomet-esque, because those are very small breasts for Baphomet. Baphomet, I would say, it's kind of like a B cup, I would say, and this is more like a C cup. So anyway, there's a horn of wisdom, and there's those wings, and actually, this is not really what Baphomet would be like, but this is a demon from the Goetia. And if you don't know what the Goetia is, go look it up. You shouldn't be looking into these things if you don't know what the Goetia is, you know. So, yes. Now, the book I'm going to show you, and see, this one is like, it's just that most of the tarot decks out there have, for instance, if this is the Ace of Cups, you're gonna see one cup, but you don't see anything to what it means aside from the Hebrew letter right there. And the Three of Cups, you see the Three of Cups right here, right? And yes, you see the two dolphins, and you see the flowers and everything spilling, and you only see, this is actually the Two of Cups, my bad. But okay, here, Three of Cups. You see this? The Three of Cups is supposed to be a celebratory card, a card of success, a card of a celebration of an accomplishment, a celebration of a wedding. It's the ultimate trilogy of feminine power as well, because, well, the cup is, you know, related to the women's mysteries. So, but it doesn't, aside from the Three Cups, what in this card actually tells you that it is celebratory? Nothing. It's a cute card, and of course, since a lot of people are going to see water and they're going to see cups, oh, it has to do with feelings. Blow me. Anyway, see, this is the fourth, and this is another thing. The fourth here, look how it's written. Look how it's written, and actually it was written that way on purpose. It's not a misprint. The Golden Dawn actually wrote the Roman number 4 like this, because it symbolized the 4 pillars in which they operate. look it up as well. It's just 4 magical pillars anyway, of some temples and whatnot. So you see here, if you compare it between the 5 and the 4, the only difference between each card is just the added wand, and here the fire is not in here because it has the additional wand. And we all know that wands are ruled or equivalent or in the vicinity or however you want to call it with fire. But I mean, come on, do you really have to be like? But again, this is just how they thought things worked back then. So it's not something I'm going to see. This is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Again, they didn't believe in the, traditional way of writing the number, but it's because of the numerology thinking, visually speaking, that they thought about. So, now that you have seen that, the back of the card is like this. It's very, very Kabbalistic. It has the Golden Dawn motto. It has a lot of the Golden Dawn symbols, as you can see. The letters, the Hebrew letters, the Hebrew tree of life, but it also has crosses, and it has alchemy symbols. Like this is a alchemy symbol, and then the alchemy symbols for fire, earth, water, air, the cross, the Trinity. That's why you have a triangle there. The all-seeing eye and all of those good things. Anyway, so the book that I'm going to be showing you or sharing with you, I already said the name of the book. When I purchased the book, it looked like this. As you can see, it might have changed because, well, reprints. And there's a couple of good things and a couple of, I don't want to say bad things because they're not bad. It's just I don't share the vision of the writer. And I will show you exactly what I mean. This is very beautifully put. It's very, very beautifully written. I have to say that. It's very well organized. It, of course, an introduction, an overview of the contents, taking the tarot further. Because the thing is that in this book, it tells you not just as a divination tool, but also how to connect with it on a more esoteric level and more of a path working, knowing thyself kind of connotation, in which you can use the model of the Tree of Life for that. In the history of the tarot, what I like is that it makes no mention whatsoever that it was based upon the book of the Egyptian Book of the Dead. No, it actually tells you why it was, who commissioned, when it was shown, that it's the really of medieval European origin and everything as such. It tells you the most popular decks at the moment of this, which are basically, they're still very popular because a lot of this, one thing you will see in this book later, this book mentions the Tarot of Marseille, which is the one that's the oldest known, the beautiful Visconti Tarot, that shows the Florentine Ancient, the Swiss Junon deck. Their tarots associated with the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, like the one I just showed you. Waite and Crowley were members of it. That's true. These decks include the classic Rider-Waite deck, one of the most popular decks today. The builders of the, I'm gonna mess it up, Aditum, I don't know, Aditum, you read it, I'll Google how to say it later, or BOT, and throughout the book is going to be called the BOT, and so forth. It gives you here an idea of the different tarot decks that are out there. I have this one, you'll see it later. And I have this one with a very interesting history on that one. So it tells you a little bit about the motifs, artistic styles of the tarot, linking the tarot to the Kabbalah and Western magic and so forth, extending links, the tarot as a meditation tool. This is one thing I like about this book. It's a workbook, because at the end of each chapter you have workbook exercises that anyone who's starting, and even those of us who are not starting but have been reading tarot decks for a long time, we could benefit, because we do learn things that we didn't learn before. Now, the reason why I put this is the first disagreement I have with this book. It says here in Protecting Your Pack that you have to become as familiar with it as you can. That's true. Handle the cards frequently. That's also true. Build a rapport with the cards so you imbue them with your personal energy. That's true. Take the time to reflect on the individual cards. That's also true. But this is what I don't... There's just some parts of this that I'm not going to agree on, which is wrap them in a protective silk cloth or purse. Gold, purple, or mauve, and dark blue are ideal metaphysical colors for this purpose. It tells you about the silk bags and purses that are sold for this, or for storage. So, after you wrap them up, for storage, select an attractive, well-made wooden box. The box shouldn't be used only should be only used for your tarot cards and not for any other purpose. I disagree with that. You saw the little box that I made for the Golden Dawn Tarot. And while I do have many wooden boxes that are dedicated to that, I also don't have them wrapped in silk all the bloody time. Why? Well, I'm poor. Piss poor. And honestly, I don't always have available silks laying around the house, So, to me, the most important part is, and the most important part I want you to take from this is the following. The cards, you have to bond with them. How you bond with them? You use them, you read about them. Whenever you're learning the meaning, you write the highlights in a journal or a blog or whatever you want to do it. But just so it takes to you. And you also look at the card, see what the card tells you, the person, and also meditate with the card. I think that's very important. When you put them away, you can put them away in anything that protects them. It could be a plastic box that you adorn as you like. It could be a wooden box. It could be anything you want that's going to keep them safe. That's what you should do. It gives you bits. This is important. And in almost every beginner's book, you're going to find this. Keeping a tarot journal. This is very important because it not only shows you how you progress, but remember that you can always go back to it with any notes that you have on any card whatsoever. It tells you here a relaxation exercise. It gives you you don't have to do this per se exactly as it is here, but you can take a cue from this, and this is one way of journaling, which is just about the spread, but you can also do the same when you're meditating on a card or so forth. And it gives you workbook exercises again. Let me try to speed this up. There's finding a significator. For those of you who read cards, this is another thing that I find unnecessary, which is that you take a court card from the reading and select it from the deck by the reader, the person performing the reading. This card then represents the person from whom the reading is given, the seeker. The selected court card, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, thing is, usually you already have a significator if you're going to do the Celtic tree reading, which is one of the most common readings there are out there. So why must I select a significator or give the deck with just the court cards to the person, have them pick up one, I'll use that, and then reshuffle the cards? And you see what I mean? It's like, it's so unnecessary. And here's the mythic cards, which are the archetypal cards, which are allegedly the most complex and profound, and da 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 da. It gives you tarot and astrology. It gives you tarot and the Kabbalah. That's a tree of life once again. It gives you workbook exercises on that. So forth. I think I'm trying to see if I can find another thing that I wasn't really the reverse meaning. This book gives reverse meanings for every single card. I'm not of the school of thought that believes that every card, if it's upside down, then it's something, it's a different meaning. No. I think there's 78 cards in the whole tarot deck. Come on, guys. You think 78 cards have not covered every single aspect? You are doing something wrong. And I mean it. I do mean it's something wrong. Another thing in this book that I didn't really like, this is another part of the journal that I was telling you about. You can also write a journal, in the journal, meditation, visualization journal. The major arcana card, the date, the meditation time, when it began, when it finished, and when you saw. One thing I really disagree with in this book, and that's just my personal thing. I'm not saying I hold the truth to the universe, to the meaning of everything in the universe. I know it is still 52. The other thing I dislike is that it says that in the artistic styles of the tarot, it said something about the tarot, the diversity of motives, and things like that. And I want to say something. Honestly, you guys start with the tarot deck that you want, the one that speaks to you the most. You start with what inspires you. If what inspires you is a dragon tarot, then that's the one you use. If what inspires you it's the Lover's Tarot, then that's the one you use. If it's the round deck, if it's a very abstract one, like I'm gonna show you one of these days, the One World Tarot card. They're very, very abstract, trust me. You use the deck that calls to you. And about having just one deck, some people go that way. Others have at least 9 decks, because one is their personal one that they're not going to use it on anybody else but themselves. I mean, this first set of 3 that they're going to cycle through them. Like for instance, I cycle between some dragon tarots and between I don't remember. Yes, the other one I use a lot is the Hanson deck, and the other one I use a lot for myself, for my own purpose, is, I forgot. Yes, the Secret Tarot. Sorry about that. The Secret Tarot. And the reason why I do that is because usually those energies are very important to keep them cycling. Then you should have 3 for when you're doing readings for someone else, whether they're family or customers. You can have 3 that are only for customers and 3 that are only for friends and family. And you cycle through them because some people have very strong energies that you don't want to keep in your cards, and that's why you go ahead and while you cleanse that deck, you can go ahead and use another one of the 2. So that's the reasoning behind that, but I'll explain that later with another book from where I actually learned that. So I am sorry that today's video was longer than usual. I just had to set a few pointers there. Tomorrow's video is gonna be this one, and this is a very basic tarot. And no, don't call me Basic B, because it's not about that. But the little booklet that comes with it, it's amazing. I still find it amazing. So anyway, that would be for tomorrow. This is enough for today. This is Blue Valkyrie thanking you once again, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.